They're spooky. They're terrifying. But what if the biggest mystery about ghosts isn't whether they exist, but why millions of people are convinced they do? More than half of Americans believe some kind of spirit could exist. Even more surprising, nearly 1 in 5 people claim they've actually seen a ghost. Think about that for a second. Millions of people reporting something science says shouldn't be possible. So what's really happening? At first, ghost stories seem impossible to explain. Shadowy figures, strange whispers, the feeling that someone is standing right behind you when nobody is there. But here's the strange part. Scientists discovered that many haunted locations share something unexpected. Not spirits. Sound. Specifically, something called infrasound. These are ultra-low frequencies that humans can't consciously hear. They can be produced by fans, wind turbines, machinery, and even traffic. And although your ears might miss them, your body doesn't. Researchers found that infrasound can trigger anxiety, panic, chills, and an overwhelming sense that something is watching you. Sound familiar? And this is where it gets weird. Several places famous for ghost sightings contained powerful sources of infrasound. When those sources were removed, the paranormal reports suddenly disappeared. Just like that. No exorcisms. No haunted spirits. Just physics. But that raises an even bigger question. If sound can trick your brain into feeling a ghost, how many other ghost encounters were never ghosts at all? Because what scientists discovered next makes the mystery even stranger. And that's when things changed. What if your brain could literally create a ghost right in front of your eyes? As unbelievable as that sounds, science suggests it might happen more often than we think. Researchers studying electromagnetic fields discovered something shocking. Certain electromagnetic conditions can influence how people perceive reality itself. In some experiments, participants reported sensing invisible presences nearby. Others described seeing shadowy figures that weren't actually there. No ghosts, just altered perception. But here's the strange part. To the person experiencing it, the encounter feels completely real. And that brings us to one of the most terrifying explanations ever discovered. Sleep paralysis. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. Your eyes are open. Your mind is awake. But your body refuses to move. Then you see something standing in the corner. Watching. Waiting. Many people report dark figures, human-like silhouettes, or mysterious entities approaching their bed. Some even claim these figures try to harm them. Sounds like a horror movie. Except there's a scientific explanation. During sleep paralysis, parts of your dreaming state can overlap with waking consciousness, creating vivid hallucinations that feel indistinguishable from reality. And this is where it gets weird. Many ghost stories throughout history match these symptoms almost perfectly. But what happens next changes everything. Because even if science explains ghost sightings, it doesn't explain why so many people desperately want ghosts to be real. Maybe the answer has nothing to do with evidence. Maybe it has everything to do with us. And that leads to a twist nobody sees coming. What if our belief in ghosts has nothing to do with ghosts at all? Think about it. If ghosts existed, death wouldn't feel final. The people we've lost wouldn't truly be gone. We'd still be able to communicate with them, feel their presence, maybe even see them again. For many people, that possibility is incredibly comforting. But here's the strange part. If every person who died became a ghost, Earth would be unimaginably crowded. Scientists estimate that more than 100 billion humans have lived and died throughout history. 100 billion. Right now, there are only around 8 billion living people. Imagine walking outside and finding invisible generations surrounding every street, every city, every battlefield. The world would be overflowing with ghosts. And that's not even the craziest part. If ghosts were visible, what would they actually be made of? Some have imagined a material similar to aerogel, the lightest solid substance ever created. Something almost weightless, barely there, yet visible enough to see. But then another question appears. If ghosts can interact with our world, why don't we constantly collide with them? Why aren't ancient battlefields overflowing with visible spirits? And this is where the mystery takes one final turn. Maybe ghosts don't exist at all. Maybe every strange encounter comes from sound, perception, sleep, or the incredible power of the human mind. Or maybe we're asking the wrong question. What if those unexplained experiences aren't ghosts? What if they're glimpses of something else entirely? A parallel universe? Another reality? Another version of existence brushing against our own? Science doesn't have that answer yet. But if ghosts aren't real, Then what exactly are people seeing?